Today on Vinny the Axe, we have an award-winning guitarist. He's also a songwriter and music producer based out of Orlando. Let's give a warm welcome to Juan Gutii. Here's the interview. Okay, let's give a warm welcome to Juan Gutii. He is backstage, and let's bring him on.
All right, Vincent.
How you,
Hello. Uh,
how you doing?
Hello, everything really great. First of all, thank you so much for this invitation. I'm very happy to be here in your channel. Yeah, so right now we are at NAMM in Los Angeles. So very excited because there's a lot of really cool stuff going on here.
I'm so jealous. Now, the first day doesn't start till when of the show? Is it Thursday?
So like today there were some panels, mostly panels, but then tomorrow that's when the exhibitors come and the brands and everything.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, because
Yeah.
last time it ran through till Sunday, and I think it started on a Thursday.
Yeah,
I
so I mean, this it started today, but then it goes until the 26th, I believe.
Okay, all right, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a mission for me while you're over there because I didn't get to
Yes.
go this
Okay.
year, and I
Yeah.
was super excited
Mhm.
to go, but we'll talk about that later. So,
Yeah.
so we know that you're at NAMM, and I saw that you posted some stuff. I've been following your Instagram for a while, and
Thank you. Thank you.
I know that you have won many, many awards, which is
Yes.
like super impressive. And like I said, your Instagram pops
Thank you
up
so
on my
much.
feed quite a bit, and a very impressive work. So let's start from the beginning. Like when did you start playing guitar? How old were you?
Well, so actually, before playing guitar, I started with violin when I was around 8 or 9 years old. So it was mostly a classical training. So I used to play in orchestras and also play a lot of. I was really into classical music because I've always liked it. But then, because my family they are all really into classic rock, then I got into guitar, and then I switched my focus to guitar. But it all started with violin and classical music.
Okay, and I did see some footage of you playing piano as well. So you play piano as well, right?
Yes, I do. I do play piano, and that's a great question because I'm also a music producer. So, like a lot of times, when you are programming and doing production stuff, then knowing piano is a very useful tool.
Right, awesome. Now, any other musicians in the family?
No, just me.
I've noticed that quite a bit. Like when I talk to a lot of people, it's like they seem to be like the like only very, and I don't know, I don't have the statistics on this, but it seems to be very few people come from a history of musicians. It always tends to catch one person in the family, maybe
Hmm.
sometimes two,
Yeah.
which is
Hmm.
cool. So now where's hometown for you? Where's home base?
So, I mean, right now I'm living in Orlando, Florida, but I'm originally from Bogota, Colombia. But now I'm living in Orlando. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you're
Hmm.
close to me then. So that's cool. All right, very very good.
Where do you live?
I'm over in Spring Hill, so I'm north of Tampa.
Oh, nice. Okay, okay.
Yeah, so I'm
Cool, cool,
probably
cool.
about an hour and a half drive from you. I'm to the
Oh,
west.
perfect.
Yeah, so if you
Yeah.
take
Oh, great.
50 all the way to you almost hit the water, the Gulf of
Hmm.
Mexico, that's where
Okay.
I'm at. So yeah, I'm not far from you. That's cool.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
now first guitar that you started to learn on, what was it?
Oh my God. It was an acoustic guitar. I think it was a Fender. I don't remember the exact reference, but it was a Fender. But the first electric guitar was an Ibanez an Ibanez. It was like a Steve Vai model. But because I was just starting guitar back in that moment, to me, changing strings on a Floyd Rose was the most difficult thing ever. So
Right.
then I switched that guitar for a Epiphone Les Paul, a gold top that I still have. And since I'm really into the classic rock stuff, Slash and all that stuff, then that was like my main guitar for a while.
Okay. So you had a Steve Vai Gem as your first electric guitar?
Yeah, yeah.
Please tell me it wasn't the floral one with the flowers on it. Was it that one? I've always wanted
No,
that one.
no,
Okay. Those are
I
so
also
hard
know.
to find now. They're so hard to find. They're
But
so expensive if you can find an original one.
but it had the whole thing, the
Yeah,
thing
you
that
had what they call the monkey grip in there.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome. That's
Mhm.
awesome. I remember
Thank
remember
you.
in high
Yeah.
school, a friend of mine had one of those, and it was
Hmm.
such a cool guitar.
Yeah, no, it's a great guitar. But like back in the day, I was like, oh, what's this? And then somebody was like, oh, that's a Floyd Rose. And I was like, oh wow, this is difficult to change the
Right.
strings. Yeah.
Right. So now you had training schooling really for music, right? So you graduated from a music school.
Yes. So I actually did 2 degrees in Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida, which is a great university for entertainment. So the two programs that I did, the first one was music production, and the second one was music business. So it was that combination of like the artistic slash technical stuff, in music production, and with some writing, but also like mixing and engineering stuff. And also then on the other side, more like the business entrepreneurial, aspect of it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Especially if it's something that
Thank you.
you make a living doing that you
Hmm.
love. I think that's
Yes.
outstanding. So now I wrote some
Thank you.
notes
Thank you.
down because you've won a
Yes.
few awards, and I'm not going to go through all of them. I'll let you jump in here. But what
Hmm.
I did initially see, one of the first videos I saw on YouTube was you uh, playing during a competition at one of the Monsters of Rock cruises. So I have down written here, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you won first place for So you think you can shred competition. You took
Yes.
first place in 2024 and
Hmm.
2018, and then you took
Yes.
you
Yeah.
took second place in 2017, 2020, and 2021.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's really damn impressive, I have to say.
Thank you so much, Vincent. Yeah, like those experiences were pretty surreal. Like, I mean, all of them. I mean, it was like how do I say it? It was a blessing to win those contests, but especially the last one, the one in 2024. That one was pretty crazy because the judges were Joe Satriani, Nuno Bettencourt from Extreme, Joel Hoekstra from Whitesnake, Courtney Cox from the Iron Maidens, Michael Wilton from Queensryche, Don Jameson, the comedian, and also Courtney Cronin, who was also a great comedian from the cruise. So, guys like Joe Satriani or Joel Poextra or Nuno or Michael Wilton are like the best of the best players. It was great because I play and they gave me such positive comments. So like to me, that obviously was like it meant the world. And actually, after that experience, I mean, I've always practiced a lot, but after that experience, it just motivated me to just practice even harder and spend more hours playing guitar and trying just to get better.
And I could imagine now. I mean, I don't even know how insanely nervous I would have been to play in front of Joseph. And you're not even playing in front of them. You're playing in front of them as judges, right? Playing in front of Joe
Yeah.
Satriani, Nuno, and all them.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I guess after that, you can pretty much play in front of anybody and not be that stressed out, right?
Well, I mean, it's a weird thing. Obviously, I mean, it was an amazing experience, but I mean, there's always a little bit of nervousness. It doesn't matter which situation or anything. There's always that little thing, but then also that little, nervous thing about it. It's cool because it's also part of the excitement and the emotion. Because if I was like all that's just like calm and everything, I don't know. I like to have that little bit of you know
Yeah,
weird
because it
thing
keeps
going on.
it keeps you on edge. It keeps you in performance
Hmm.
mode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It makes everything that much more serious. I think if you are total lackadaisical about stuff, it's probably easier to make mistakes and be overconfident, I would imagine.
Yes, no, and like to me, that's a very important thing. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm playing in front. I mean, any situation doesn't matter how big or how small or which type of people I'm playing in front. To me, it's important to always like really give the best possible and to always play with it, like with all honesty and emotion. So like every note, every chord, like every situation I have to like not force myself, but like be demanding and like really put all my soul into it. And also not only like effort wise, but also the enjoying aspect. Because every time I play, whether it's practicing or performing live or recording a session or everything, I try to really enjoy the moment. Enjoy every note and enjoy every chord. So like whatever situation it is, I always try to like put that, like put my whole heart and soul into it.
Right. What was the now I know you've played for a lot of popular musicians as a obviously hired as a guitarist. What was for the people watching this interview, what are some of the
Yes.
artists that you've played for?
Well, I mean, I've collaborated with a lot of artists. One collaboration that was really special for me was because because I know you interviewed Dave Root from Tesla, and he has been, he's a really big friend of mine. He's also my guitar mentor. So one of those collaborations was a song that I released before, that's called "I Don't Need You," which is a song that I released as an artist in collaboration with another artist called Nolan Abel. And Dave, he was part of the songwriting. So that was a really special collaboration. And but there's also I've also there's an artist in Orlando that's called Pete Espinola, who's a Latin Grammy nominated artist, and I play with him a lot. He focuses more in flamenco music, so I've also had to learn flamenco, and it's a wonderful genre, and it's a very challenging genre to get into. Especially what he does is called rumba flamenca. So, but like every collaboration that I've done really has something special to it. Like every artist that I have worked with, whether it's and it is on studio or maybe I'm producing a song or giving them a guitar solo or playing on stage. Like every artist has that uniqueness and that really cool thing, because that's also the cool aspect about it because everybody is different. Everybody has like a different combination of skills and a different combination of influences and musical tastes. So and that's why I also like to work with a lot of people because it's cool to have that sort of mental, like receiving a lot of musical ideas.
Yeah, so you wind up learning a diverse, I guess, different, different styles of music,
Hmm.
and learning to play with
Yes.
other people and their wants and needs. That's pretty cool. So now for the people watching, main guitars that you're using right now, as far as electric goes, what are you using now?
Well, I mean, to perform live, I really use the Dave Root Epiphone signature Flying V. Not only because it's a guitar that sounds great, but also because it just looks very cool. Like I do have the philosophy that people listen with their eyes, and having such a cool looking guitar, I think it's something that supports my live show. So, and also, because also that emotional connection that I have with that instrument, but then also in the studio because I've done a lot of Latin pop stuff and a lot of the more like pop stuff that I have done. I use the Strat. I'm a big fan of the Strat sound for that stuff, for that particular sound. A lot of the Latin stuff and also pop stuff.
Right.
So mainly those two, but live, that the Dave Root Flying V is like 99.9% of the times that I play live.
Yeah, when I did the interview with Dave, we talked about the V on how people just love the look of it,
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
if I was playing live somewhere, I would probably use a V. I just think it's a good choice, and like you said, people listen with their eyes quite a bit, and even us as
Yes. Yeah.
musicians, we do too sometimes.
Yeah.
We pick guitars based on looks sometimes, and depending whether they sound good or not. But after a while, you try to get used to picking a guitar that is going to perform and is going to work really well and stay in tune and all those things. So that's
Absolutely.
awesome.
And that's the thing with that guitar. Like it looks great and everything, but it also sounds great. Like I find myself using it a lot when I'm recording. So it does have that combination. It looks great and it sounds great.
And it's probably, I'm sure, if you're using it all the time, it's pretty stable, huh? Traveling around with it.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Because that's the one also that I use. That's always going in the airplane.
Yeah.
thank
Some
God
people,
it has been safe.
yeah, some people don't understand the importance of that. I've had guitars where I put them in a case. They were playing fine
Hmm.
here, and I brought them 10 miles to a buddy's house, took them out of the case, and they
Oh,
were all out of whack.
yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Just from the
Yeah.
change in temperature going outside, inside, with Florida, you know how it is. And
Damn. Okay.
that would definitely, a guitar like that would
Yes.
not be good to travel with or to play live with at all.
Yeah. That's a great aspect to think about. It's super important. Yeah.
So, favorite amplifier, what are you using?
Oh well, I mean, I have a Fender Mustang but mostly because like I have this Boss multi effects pedal, and I connected straight, into the PA system, or so because there's a lot of situations and a lot of stuff, and a lot of times you have to be like very practical. So, I like to keep things very easy and very practical for me when I'm playing, especially if I'm playing like in a lot of places. So I mean, depending on the situation too, but like I love the Marshall sound, like classic rock,
Yeah.
thing.
So now you're running to the PA system, and are you running separately to like a backline amp as well at the same time on certain
No,
gigs, or
I
no?
mean, so I just have the Boss GT 1000, and that's, it's very simple. That's it.
I haven't got my hands on one of those, but I heard that they're really good. I heard that Boss has always
Yeah.
made good pedal boards. They're built like a
hmm
tank.
Yeah,
You
Boss
know,
is great.
yeah. If there was an intruder in the house and you can grab a Boss pedal board, that's you could really protect yourself because those things are they're like
Yeah.
you said they're made like a tank. Those things are unbelievable. I had like
Yeah.
one of the first. I had the GT. I want to say it was a GT5 or a
Okay.
GT1. It was I had two of them. One
Oh
was
wow. Okay.
blue. One was blue. It was like
Yes.
I want
hmm
to say it was like the 90s. It was
Oh
blue
wow. Dang.
and the other one was yellow, if I recall.
Yes.
Somebody,
Okay.
if whoever's
Oh wow.
watching this video can correct me down in the comments, but I want to
Yeah.
say it was like late 90s, early
Okay.
2000s. I don't know, but they were
Yeah.
they were they were made out of steel. They were insane. But they sounded good for
Wow.
for their era. They sounded good. Nothing
hmm
like what the stuff sounds like today, of course.
Yeah.
So,
Cool. Cool.
what
Cool.
kind of you well, that solves the whole pedal issue. I was going to ask you about pedals. What about guitar picks? What are you using for guitar picks?
Oh well. So in Colombia, because so there's this company. Wait, I actually have it here. It's called Tension Picks, and I have it here, right here. So I made this custom pick with my image,
Oh,
and it
cool.
has my Instagram in there. So this is what I use. I mean, and I bought like a bag full of them. Like I don't know how many, but it's like an eternal bag full of picks. And and they're all over the house. But I use this all the time, and it's cool because they are very thick. So it has like a strong grip to it, and they also like, yeah, I can give it to people and stuff. So that's really what I use. But before using this picks, I used to use those small John Petrucci picks. They're like those small ones. I don't remember the exact name,
Yeah, they
but
were
they
like
were
a
like
copy off of Jazz 3, if I'm not mistaken.
yes, exactly. Yeah, those small ones. I like those ones too. But right now I'm using the ones that I made customized.
No, that's cool. That's great. And it's got your Instagram and everything on it, and you can
Yeah.
hand it out,
hmm
and that's awesome.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
that's really
Thank you.
cool.
Thank you.
That's awesome. So wow, so your rig is pretty easy, so it's easy to travel
Yeah.
with. I would imagine that would probably have
Exact.
to be yeah. Because I think
hmm
I'm not playing with any group or anything, and I think if I was, I would try to come up with something really small that I could probably
Yeah.
pull off exactly what you're doing.
Yes.
I
hmm
would probably maybe
Yeah.
get like maybe a Tonex,
Yeah.
and then maybe put like I like I hear different things about it. I haven't tested one
hmm
yet, but like the TC plethora, where it's got
Oh.
like
Okay.
there's like they make a 3 and
Yes.
a 5, something to that, or
hmm
the new Fractal VP4 looks really cool.
Oh, Fractal is killer. Yeah,
Yeah,
Fractal
they
is
make a
is
they make a
great
pedal
brand.
board just with
Yes.
effects and stuff, and that looks pretty interesting.
Nice.
Something like that I think would be
Yeah.
cool to travel
Cool. Cool.
with,
Cool.
but yeah, I think you're keeping things, simple, which is good.
hmm
Um,
Yeah.
so upcoming projects, you got anything upcoming or any upcoming shows?
Well, I do have some upcoming projects that. So this is the first time I mentioned this live because this has been a little bit of a secret, but I'm gonna mention it. So right now I'm working on some songs that are more rock blues oriented songs. So before the stuff that I have done, I've delved into like genres like reggaeton, like EDM music, pop music, also some rock, also some flamenco. But now the projects that I have are more rock blues influenced, and I'm including some special guests. So one of the special guests that I'm including, which is the reason I'm here in LA right now, is Kirk Fletcher. He's one of the best blues guitar players, and I'm also taking lessons with him. So we made two songs, and also, I'm here because of the NAMM, but also because we are going to shoot the videos for those two songs with Kirk Fletcher. So
Wow.
that's one. Then I got other two songs that I'm featuring Joel Hoekstra from Whitesnake. That's a really cool story of how those songs came about, because after the So You Think You Can Shred contest this year on 2024, we became friends with Joel, and I've also taken lessons with him, and he's super super killer. So one thing led to another, and then we started collaborating. So I got two songs that are featuring him, and then also I got one of those songs, and also other two songs that I had Steve Brown from Tesla recording the drums.
Oh, wow.
So those, and also talking about Tesla. Then there's also two other songs. I mean, there. So it's two. So I got three songs with Steve. One has the guest solo with Joel Hoekstra, and the two other will be with Dave Ruth.
Awesome. That's really
So I
cool.
got this really exciting collaborations coming up, and obviously it's an honor to work with this like super killer musicians that they're the best of the best. So the songs right now in this moment, they are, because the masters are ready, but I have to like think about how I'm going to promote them and the whole marketing strategy, and also doing the music videos. So right now I'm in that process of getting those things ready.
Wow. Awesome. You got a lot of stuff on your plate.
Thank you, thank you, thank
That's really cool. So, um, I wanted to give you a little bit of a couple of things actually. One is I just got myself some tickets to Tesla down
you. Oh,
in House of Blues in
nice.
Orlando. So
Yes,
I'm sure you'll be there. So I'll probably see you there.
I will be there.
All
So
right, we'll get.
we're gonna see each other.
All right,
Yes,
we'll get together. The other thing is, while you're at NAMM, if you wouldn't mind,
yeah, of course,
is
yeah,
run into the if you get a moment, run into the ESP
yeah.
booth and
Okay,
see if they have on display the new Andy LaRock signature guitar. He's the guitarist for
okay,
King Diamond. It's purple. It's got a
okay.
humbucker in the bridge and a
Oh
single
wow,
coil on the neck. And I
cool,
was hoping to be there so I could actually get my hands on it because I wanted to try it out. But you know
nice.
what?
Okay,
At least I got an agent there, so you could run over there,
okay.
try it out. Let me know what you think of it when I see you.
I will. I will. I'm gonna look for it. Yes. Yeah.
All right, cool. What I'm going to
Cool. Cool.
do
Cool.
is before we get to the end of the before I put the interview up, I'm going to put all your Instagram
Yes.
address and everything
Thank you so much. Yeah.
in the
Hmm.
field, so people, if they're interested in going to see all the stuff that you're doing, they'll be able to
Hmm.
click on it and go there. So,
Thank you.
question
Thank you very
for
much.
you.
Yeah.
Um, so desert island question. The desert island question. If
Okay.
you were on a desert
Okay.
island, you had electricity, you had a
Yes.
house, and you have air conditioning. So
Okay.
we'll just keep it nice, right? You are only allowed
Okay.
to
Okay.
have
Okay. Okay.
one album, one
Oh my
guitar,
god.
one
Oh,
amplifier,
what a crazy
and
question. Okay.
one pedal. What would they be?
Oh wow. Okay. So one album. Oh my god. Okay, I mean, obviously, that's a very difficult question, and there's a lot of albums that have been very important for me and that have influenced. But if I had to choose one, I would choose Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses.
All right,
So
cool.
that one was a huge influence on me. Slash, that super like melodic, bluesy, but also aggressive and shreddy playing. I love all that stuff. One guitar. I'll pick the one, the Dave Fruit signature, because that guitar is just, and the thing too with that guitar is that I'm very thoughtful of combining colors with my outfit. So I always wear red glasses in order for, to fit the colors of the guitar, because it's white and red. And then I also have a white jacket, and, so I like to combine those.
That's
And
cool.
okay, so yeah, so pedals. I'll go with the one that I have, with the Boss GT 1000, because with that pedal I've used it a lot, and I've learned how to use, and I've learned how to tweak it, so I've spent some time with it, and I would probably stick to that one.
Okay, cool. Cool. And if you had to pick an amplifier, what would it be? You could have any
Oh my god.
amplifier. What would it be?
Oh my god. Here's the thing, because like also, like the Fender tweets, those also have that really cool bluesy thing to it.
Right.
I don't know.
A lot
Yeah,
of amps
probably.
are like a one trick pony. So they the Marshall does the Marshall
Yeah,
thing, the Fender does the Fender thing. You know what I mean? It's very hard to
yeah,
find an amplifier that does it all, you know.
yeah. That's tough. I'd probably go with the Marshall, because I mean, that classic rock thing is in
You
my
can't go
veins.
wrong. You can't go wrong with the
Yeah,
Marshall. Like a V and a Marshall, I think you'd be all right.
yeah. And the thing is that, like, whether I do, whether I put guitar on a reggaeton song or a EDM song or a pop song or anything, there's always that rock blues thing to it. So like whether I do this or that, because I like to be versatile, like the rock and blues stuff is always going to be in my veins, and that also is going to translate on the stuff that I on the the gear that I'll choose to go out there and you know.
Do you do you practice a lot do you practice daily or do you practice a lot of hours or
Yes, I do. I do try to spend as much time as I can, and like I like to kind of mix the thing. I like being methodical, but I like to, like work on this like more feeling and more, intuition thing about it. So let's say if maybe I might spend some time working on a specific concept, maybe on like and legato, a specific legato lick, so I would try it on like different positions, on different scales, so, but then to me, it's also important to put all that stuff into practice. So then I might, maybe write a song or something. It's a lot of things. Like I try to have that balance between like the methodical and technical thing, but also putting that into practice and keeping it musical and keeping it listenable. But I do practice, a lot of hours, but I love it. So it's never like, oh, I have to practice because this is the discipline thing. No, I do it because I really love to, and even if I'm being very methodical about something, it's to me it's a lot of fun. It's like when somebody likes to play video games and it's like, oh, I can't wait to get to my house and play Call of Duty or whatever. Like that happens to me with guitar. It's really something that I really really enjoy doing, and because I really have a lot of fun, I end up playing for a lot of hours.
that's cool. I've always had a hard time practicing. I'll start working on something or work on some kind of scale or something, and then
Yeah,
my I don't know if it's attention deficit disorder, whatever it is. My thing is I just want to rock, and then I'll go off on a tangent and just start playing, whatever instead of actually practicing, so to speak. But
yeah.
it takes a lot of work and concentration to stay, like you said, methodical with that and at least stay on some kind of routine to constantly get better.
Yes, but then I also think it's super important to play the stuff that you like the most, like like song wise or genre wise or technique wise, like whatever it is, the stuff that you like the most, that's what you should do, because that's the stuff that's gonna come out more natural. So, and like to me, the number one rule is fun. I mean, obviously, being disciplined and spending hours and being methodical is super important, but that's to me the number one rule is really having a good time. And also, like when I practice or when I maybe doing a session or anything, I, I don't care if I make 50 mistakes, like that, I just have to like let it flow. And if I make one mistake or this or the other, it doesn't matter. Just keep going. And like sometimes, like I try to understand if maybe I'm working on something that's new or that's unfamiliar at the moment, and maybe I struggle on it, or it's difficult, or I make mistakes or whatever. Then that's like a natural part of the process. And even if if something is taking me work, or you know I just have to be like aware that this is just the natural process, and then having that awareness allows me to keep having fun and to have that sort of naturality thing about it. Whether it's if I'm writing a song, doing a session, or just practicing something very technical or very methodical. So yeah, like I don't care if I have to make 50 mistakes, but I just keep going and just until like what that concept or that technique or that song just gets better.
Right. Very cool. Is there skipping gears here a little bit? Is there anything specific that you want to see at NAMM this year that you're going to go like take a look at, or any particular booths or manufacturers you're looking to check out?
Oh well, so actually, my friend Kirk Fletcher is going to be on the Ernie Ball booth. So I'm really looking forward to see him. And also, I know that Phil X is going to be here, so I'm a big fan of Phil X. And also, there's a Spanish guitar player called David Palau that he has worked with Alejandro Sanz, and he's a great guitar player who's also going to be here at NAMM. So I'm looking forward to see him do his thing here. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But obviously the guitar focused thing, that's what attracts me the most.
Yeah, when I was there last year, all the big manufacturers were gone. So, Gibson and Fender weren't even there. And
Oh yeah,
I think Fender's going to be there this year, right? From what I understand, I believe. And
yeah, hmm
I wonder if Gibson's going to be there. I didn't see anything, but I don't know. I think it's maybe a good thing that they're going to start to come back to the show, because I think the
hmm
show is getting kind of lackluster, because all the people want to see all that stuff, and there
yeah,
weren't nobody was honestly nobody was there. But the
hmm
major manufacturers were kind of like cutting ties with it for a while. So I think that that's kind of cool. I would have loved to seen that this year. There was a couple of things I really wanted to
absolutely, yeah,
check
hmm
out. You know,
yeah.
uh,
It's
and
overwhelming. It's a lot of stuff.
yes, yes, it's a lot of
Yeah,
walking.
it's
It's a lot of
crazy.
walking.
Yeah,
If you want to
yeah,
see
yeah.
everything, it's a lot of walking.
Yeah, it's sort of going from here to here.
Yeah, I had a great time when I went. It was a very good experience. I really enjoyed
Cool.
enjoyed myself there, and especially being a gear person
Nice.
who's into
hmm
guitars and different manufacturers. I had a blast looking around. There was some
Cool.
really
Cool.
cool stuff there. So hopefully you'll see some pretty cool things this year, and
Yeah.
then
Thank you.
hopefully
Thank
next
you. Yeah.
year, if you go next year, maybe I'll be there next year, and then we
hmm
can meet up. But in the
Cool.
meantime, I'll
Of
probably see you
course.
in
Of course.
Orlando in March.
Cool. hmm
Um, what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'll put everything down in the comments field, so I'll have all the links to all your stuff. And this way, if anybody
Thank you
wants
so
to
much,
check it
Vincent.
out, they
Mhm.
can. I have a blast watching your stuff on Instagram. I really
Thank
do.
you so much. Really
And
appreciate it. Thank you very
if
much,
any,
Vincent. Yeah.
if anybody's watching and you get a chance to see some of that footage from the you think you can shred competitions on the cruise, I would definitely watch it. It was really really cool stuff.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Juan, I really appreciate you coming on the show. Thanks for giving us a heads up on the upcoming projects. Very cool stuff, and I wish you a lot of luck. I hope everything goes great while you're out there, and take some good pictures. You know what I mean? Document it pretty good, and like I said, I'll see you
Of
in
course. Of course. Yeah. Thank you.
March. But thanks
Yeah,
for coming on
Vincent.
the
Thank you
show.
so much. No, thank you so much for the invitation. I'm super happy to be here. And yeah, so looking forward to see you on March at the Tesla
Sounds
show.
good. We were glad to
Yeah.
have you.
Thank you
Take
so
it easy,
much.
Juan. Take
Yep.
care.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. If you really like this type of content, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. It definitely does help out the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. It also keeps you notified of any new videos that come up or any new interviews. Anyway, thanks for watching Vinny the Axe. Take it easy.